very important guest on today. His name is Jonathan Provost. He resides in Georgetown, Kentucky. He's a husband. He's a father. He's a grandfather, actually. I've been knowing this man for a very long time. He's a good person. I consider him a friend, and I'm excited that he had joined our show today. And we'll go ahead and kick this thing off.
Yeah,
How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. It's an honor and just want to say thank you for the show. And yeah, I'm ready to roll.
All right. So why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are, and we'll kind of go from there.
Okay. So yeah, my name is Jon Provost. I live in Georgetown. You just mentioned my family. They're the most important thing to me. I consider my family part of my hobbies that I enjoy just being with them. They're my best friends. And So, I work, I've worked for 29 years. I have a long professional career, but I have a lot packed into my life, a lot that a lot of folks probably wouldn't realize. And so I'm excited to be here today. I'm excited to be vulnerable and uncomfortable. And we'll see where this goes.
It's great, man. Appreciate you joining. Can you tell us a little bit about what shaped you the way you are today, based on your journey?
Yeah, like I said, I've got a lot to unpack here. So I guess I'll start. A few significant events in my life was losing my mom at the age of 9, at a very young age, and I think that greatly impacted the rest of my life. Just considering that I didn't grow up with a mom's love, there's certain things that I can't relate to, and that's being put to bed at night, and being tucked in by a mom. It was tough on the whole family, especially my dad, as should be expected. My early years growing up, I spent a lot of time in youth facilities and away from home. I spent sixth grade in a military school, and really the only childhood I had that I would consider normal was in high school. Living at home. After that, I joined the military, and my life took off from there. But I think for years, probably for a couple of decades of my life, I didn't know who I was. I didn't have an identity. I had people. I was boxed into rules and regulations from such a young age at 10 years old, and that's pretty much what shaped me. And it led to bad decisions as a young adult, and it took years to come out of my to come out of that hole and finally start realizing who John was as a person.
Yeah, yeah, man. That's awesome, man. Hmm. When people see you now, right? They may see like confidence or success,
Yeah.
attributes of that nature. But has there been a time in your life where you felt like you were just totally, completely unseen?
Oh, most definitely. Getting out of the military after 6 years when I was 25 years old and being forced into adulthood, living on my own. As mentioned prior, I was boxed in, from a young age. So here I am at 25 years old, experiencing life for the first time without somebody over me telling me what to do.
Yeah,
And it took. I didn't know who I was as a person. I didn't have identity. It was hard to make decisions for myself. I was chasing love in the wrong places. I got involved in a couple of relationships, ended in a couple of divorces along the way in my early years. Just had a hard time meeting and letting people into my life, into my circle, and being best friends. So I was isolated. And so if you look at where I was and people who knew me then to where I am now, it's I'm not it's not the same. it's definitely not the same. I've got identity now. I'm confident, and I feel like I found my purpose in life.
So what was it? What was that exact moment where things kind of began to like shift for you?
I would have to say back in 2008 when I met my wife. Um,
Okay.
a, a quick story on how we met. I was new to Charleston, South Carolina, and there was a knock on my door, and I opened the door, and there was a small group out on my patio, and they were inviting people to go to the Franklin Graham Festival. And the person that was standing right outside my door was didn't know it at the time, but it was my wife. And
Yeah.
so we met by her knocking on my door. And I tell you what, meeting her and experiencing true what I would consider true love from a woman at that time, and we became best friends, and we've been married 14 years now this year, and I think that was the turning point in my life was meeting her.
Okay. Yeah, I can definitely relate to that, man. I've been married 27 years and my wife, she's my best friend and
Hmm.
I can definitely relate to having a good companion, man. So
Yeah,
that's awesome, man. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So just looking back now, what do you think that season or seasons in your life that were kind of not the best, what do you feel like it was actually teaching you?
So one thing I haven't mentioned was I struggled with alcoholism for all the way up till Christmas Eve of 2022.
Yeah.
Even through meeting my wife and having what I would consider a great healthy marriage, I struggled with being a functional alcoholic, and it wasn't until I you have to hit rock bottom sometimes to come back up. And so the biggest turning to get to the answer, it's going to take me a second, but
No, you're fine. Take your
yeah,
time.
to get to where I am now, the biggest turning point was actually my hitting rock bottom, and that was in December of 2022, right on Christmas Eve when I got test results back, learning that I had cirrhosis of the liver. And my doctor told me that pretty much if I didn't change my ways, I wasn't going to be here right now.
Yeah.
So that liver disease would have taken over my life, and I was delivered that day. Um, put into perspective my family, my children, and I was delivered, and I haven't had a drink in almost 3.5 years. And it was that point that taught me that's really what gave me my identity. I thought
Yeah.
I was there for years. Meeting my wife set me in the right trajectory, but man, getting that diagnosis and was the best thing that ever happened to me. It I'm healthy. I'm healthy. I'm able to share my testimony with other people struggling with various amount of addictions, and here I am now. I'm sober. And I it's great. I feel great in every aspect of my life.
Yeah, I could definitely relate, man. I've had my own struggles myself, and that's why I decided to write, my own personal memoir to try to
Hmm.
get it all out, man. Because it's so freeing, man. You kind of take the power out of judgment from others and things like that when you take
Yeah.
control over what's going on in your life, man. So I definitely appreciate you being transparent, man. You're gonna help somebody today. I really do believe that. So just
Good.
continue to tell your story, man. You're making a heck of an impact out here, and I just thank you for that.
Hmm.
So I got another question. So for you, like personally, where does faith fit into your journey or that time frame of feeling kind of unseen?
Well, being having faith and being a Christian, it can be lonely at times.
Yeah,
I think one of the most important things to me in my faith is surrounding myself with those of like faith. having a community and having somebody, a group to do life with. If you don't keep yourself yoked with other people of like faith, you can burn out, and it can be lonely because not everybody can relate to my faith and my belief in Jesus and how I decide to follow that. And that's why I think it's important that we tell our story,
Yeah,
that it can be a lonely journey, but it doesn't have to.
yeah,
You can get out, tell your story with non-believers, with other believers. Your story is yours. It's your personal journey. My story is mine. People say, "How do you know God's real?" I'm like, man, just let me tell you my story. I can tell you all about God being real. I mean, I'm a living testimony right now for it.
man, that's
So,
awesome.
going, feeling unseen, feeling lonely sometimes. I think there's power just in the name of Jesus. So you just get yourself caught up into a conversation with somebody, but sometimes you don't have to speak it. Sometimes you can just show it through your actions and make people come to you.
Yeah, yeah, man. So what you're describing, man, is what seeing is all about, man. Like I said in the beginning, you're definitely seen by God. You're equipped, based on your journey and the
Hmm.
challenges that you've been through, so that you can help others, which should then ultimately make you empowered to go out and live your life abundantly, man. And most importantly, the world needs you, so
Yeah.
you're needed. So yeah, man. Yeah, that's definitely an outstanding testimony, man. So I kind of describe seeing in my own words.
Hmm.
What do you feel like that word means to you today?
Today,
Today.
I know I'm seen. Um, the Probably just looking back where I came from and just being thankful. A lot of people could look at where we've been in life and the hard
Yeah,
times and wonder, how could you be thankful for that?
yeah,
I'm thankful for everything I went through. Um, God knew what He was doing. I came back around. That's my living testimony. So being seen is, to me, is opening up my heart and trusting in Him. And whenever I hit that opportunity to show it or talk it, I try to take advantage of that. So, being seen to me is the condition of my heart.
man, that's amazing, man.
Hmm.
That's amazing, man. And again, kind of the point of this show is I kind of want to hit it right in the head. I don't want to belabor the conversation. I think this has been very, very impactful. Like I
Hmm.
said, you're gonna help a lot of people as long as you keep believing in God. Obviously learning from your past mistakes and then just trying to pay it forward. To help others along the way. That's the goal, man. So, did you have any questions for me before we go?
No, I can't. I mean, this has been great. I feel like I'm just getting fired up, and we could go for. I
Yeah.
mean, if we've got time, keep it coming. Um, no, this has been great. And I'm real excited. I don't want it to stop here.
Yeah, absolutely,
So
man.
we can keep this thing going and just keep being
Yeah,
seen.
yeah. So at some point, I may have like other guests on, and I definitely would
Yeah.
love to kind of have you back, maybe kind of in a panel type setting.
Okay.
Once I kind of continue to grow the platform and things like that. But I definitely want to thank you for sharing your journey with us today. It's going to help a lot of people, man, as we kind of push this out. Uh, if what I want others to know, if this conversation resonated with you at all today, please share it with someone who might need to hear it. Always remember that you're seen, you're equipped,
Yep.
you're empowered, and you're needed. This is the Scene Conversations. You can check me out at wordworship.com or on all social media platforms by looking up W23 Where Your Worship. This is Scene Conversations out.
All right.
Peace. Thank you,
See
man.
ya. Thank you.